Hey, this is back to myself with an update. I was trying to film a squirrel. It is just behind me on that tree, but it's against the sun so you won't see it. It's a little black squirrel in my forest in here. So yeah, I have finally decided that I need to make an update, not like I am obliged to, but I think like I owe you to give you some kind of update. So yeah, as you probably seen from the title, it's day one. Sorry, not day one, it's day zero, because I relapsed last night, and because I didn't sleep, it feels like it was today. So yeah, day zero. So as always, I did not structure my video, so I'm sorry if there will be some pauses. Sorry for that. So let's go with digits and numbers, where I am at. So since my big fuck up at the end of April, when I relapsed at around 200 days of Nofap, I had been really struggling to get on a track, and to be honest with you, up until 27th of July, which is basically for 3 months, I had been constantly relapsing. In those 3 months, I believe that I managed to get to 5 or 6 days twice in the whole 3 months period. But usually I would relapse at day number 2 to 3 top. I don't even remember that bad of a streak like that. I don't know what. I kind of guess why was it. If you remember one of my theory about why it was quite easy for me to go from day 100 to 200 days with Nofap, although I was sitting all the time at the computer, it was winter. It was because I did not exercise. I told you that, and this is where my theory kind of proves right. Because starting from the end of April, I told you I was trying to keep away from coffee, and to be honest, in this whole period, since April, around middle of April, because I quit coffee sooner that I had relapsed. But anyway, I'm not saying that I completely quit, but I was trying to stay away with coffee. So in this whole period, probably almost 4 months, I drank around probably 5 to 7 cups of coffee in general, in total. But yesterday I already bought some good quality coffee that I will be cooking myself, not a shit cheap one, but the good one. The problem with coffee is that, first of all, I've learned that it doesn't affect my sleep, because I have been having so much trouble with my sleeping cycle, although I was not drinking any coffee. So it's not about coffee. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm gonna be drinking coffee in the evening, because I definitely know that it will be coffee usually keeps me awake for around 8 hours if it's a good coffee. So the problem with coffee is I have double beliefs about coffee, because I cannot 100% with a 100% guarantee say that coffee is bad. Coffee is not bad. There is a lot of good stuff in a coffee, and even couple of days ago I met this video online of a great motivational speaker, and you probably also heard of him, Robin Sharma. He wrote a book, Monk That Sold His Ferrari. So he was saying on interview like a couple of good words about coffee. Like he has his cup of coffee probably like 2 in the morning, because coffee has like antioxidants and some stuff also. And yes, I do believe coffee is not that bad if you not like over abuse with it. Like if you don't drink like 5 to 10 cups of coffee every day. So this is the problem with coffee. Because I don't believe that it is that bad, I was never sure that I might quit it for good. It's not the same with sugar. Same with sugar, I have been trying to stay away from sugar for all this time since I quit coffee, because usually I would consume sugar with my coffee intake. So it was the same story. Basically, I had only sugar when I had coffee. For example, yesterday, but I now try to cut it in half, my sugar intake with coffee. So usually I would put like 2 sticks, now I put 1. But yesterday I also bought honey, specifically not so good quality, so it wasn't too expensive. So I knew that there is some sugar in it, and I will specifically put it in my coffee. And now already 7 minutes passed and I'm talking about coffee. Okay. So, yeah, about my theory about the exercises. I think I was right, because since I relapsed around the end of April, beginning of May, I had started a couple of things that I do almost bloody every day without exceptions. Only I don't do it if I like today I was not sleeping for like 24, 36 hours or something else, like something very extraordinary happens, then I would not do it. So usually for the last 3 months I have been taking cold showers. With cold showers it is now so easy to do. I noticed that a temperature I get from the well is usually around 18 degrees, and it was only a couple of times a little bit lower, around 15 degrees Celsius. And when it's 15, this is the time when you start to feel like, oh, now it's a little colder. But overall, in general, yes, for these 3 months, sometimes I take like these cold showers, sometimes 3 to 4 times a day. And sometimes it's not just about cold shower, it's just because you need a shower and you just take it with that cold water, and it's not really cold. And this is the thing about cold shower. I noticed that the colder the water is, the more after effect you get once you had taken a cold shower. So now basically I wouldn't even say I have that much effect from cold shower that I take, because the water is quite warm. So that's just the way it is. But I am hoping, like, if I continue doing it, I would get into colder seasons and I would continue doing it, so I would gradually prepare myself for the real cold water. And if you remember, in winter the water could go up to 6 degrees Celsius, and this is where the fun starts. So yeah, this is the thing about cold showers. So I have been doing that almost for this whole time, and this is really what has been happening. And another thing that I was doing also was jogging. So this is where we go to exercise part, to my theory, back to my theory. So I've been practically doing exercises and jogging almost every bloody day, without exceptions, unless on those days that I already mentioned earlier, like I would not sleep or something else. And apart from that, I will also do some light exercises, some workout stuff, but not much, but I would still do it. And I am now currently at 19 repetitions of my 5 Tibetans. I also do it. And now the last week I a little bit stopped, but before I was also doing the yoga, the small routine of yoga. So I have been doing that basically for the last 3 months. And I think this is one of the reasons that I was keeping relapsing. This is where my theory goes. Of course, this theory doesn't work if you have a strong mindset. Because what I've learned, this is where I'm gonna go in the next minutes. I'm gonna go about some few stuff that I've learned just recently, just the last couple of weeks, and how it was happening. So I was relapsing, as I told you, every other day. I would relapse at day 2, day 3, day 1, and I would still feel okay. And I think partially because I was still doing all the stuff that I was doing, the exercises, the cold showers, the jogging, everything that. I'm not watching like TV. I wasn't drinking coffee. I'm not smoking, you know that. I don't drink alcohol. So I was